What up? How's it going? Hey, there is no way to guess what the next game will be. I would have never guessed about that honeycomb game and utilizing the needle to poke out the shape. Like, that was interesting, okay? Then we also have the cop who's looking for info on his brother, and he could probably tell what happened to his brother already, but he needs to see all of it, right? Like, picks up the square mask. So now he's going to be able to get into places that he otherwise wouldn't. So let's go ahead and get this started, because it's going to be interesting to see, you know, the games and also what new information comes to light about the games. Let's go ahead and get this started. Oh, I also forgot about this guy who clearly is an insider. he has some inside info, like they hooking him up.
두 번째 게임에서 참가자 187명 중 79명이 탈락하였습니다.
이게 다냐?
I like how they got their branding on point. Look at the bottles. Not just them, but also the show.
개새끼들. 장난똥들이야. 같이 좀 먹고 삽시다.
하나, 셋, 넷, 다섯 명밖에 없다고요.
음식은 참가자 수만큼 준비했습니다.
그런데 왜 없어? 빨리 내 거 내라.
음식은 참가자 수만큼 준비했습니다.
저기요. 저 사람들이
She out here snitching.
2번 가져갔어요. 내가 봤어요.
에이 씨발 재수없게 이씨. 뭘 처먹는 걸 쳐다보고 지랄이야 이씨.
아저씨 이름 뭔데? 여기 아저씨 이름 써 있나? 내 거야! 내 거라고! 이 개새끼. 너 때문에 깨졌잖아 이 개새끼.
Nobody gonna help at all. They're like, I ain't getting my ass whooped. Gotta conserve this one egg energy.
죽었어.
What?
저기 사람이 죽었어요. 저 자식이 사람을 죽였다고요.
내 말 안 들려? 이러면 안 되는 거잖아. 우리끼리 이렇게 죽이면 안 되는 거잖아.
271번 탈락.
So apparently, the game is played at all times. And it just hit them. Look at the realization on his face. It's like, oh, and a motherfucker like that gangster and all of them, they just start taking people out. Now that they realize, oh, ain't no consequences for that? The bow on the box is a little too much. Them putting a fucking bow on the box is crazy. What? Why?
10분 후에
서둘러,
출동하겠습니다.
곧 취침 시간이야.
복귀하시기 바랍니다.
Whoa, what's going on there? Like the secrets is getting crazier and crazier.
불 꺼지면 무슨 일이 벌어질지 몰라.
See?
거기서 일 생기면 이쪽으로 와요. 알겠습니다.
이따가 불 꺼져도 절대 주무시면 안 돼요. 아셨죠? 왜? 오늘은 좀 위험하니까 눈 바짝 뜨고 계세요.
괜찮겠어? 넌 저 깡패 새끼랑 별로 사이도 안 좋은 것 같던데.
그래서
불 꺼지고 무슨 일 생기면 내 침대 쪽으로 모이기로 했다.
난 사람 안 믿어. 이런 데까지 기어들어온 인간들은 더 못 믿고.
그게 네가 나한테 할 소리냐?
That makes sense.
원래 사람은 믿을만 해서 믿는 게 아니야. 안 그러면 기댈 데가 없으니까 믿는 거지.
28번 왜 혼자야?
29번이 안 나타났어.
Makes sense why 28 and 29, well, why 28 kept staring at him. Like I said, 28 and 29, I thought they came together, but not. They were working together on this. Okay.
내일 게임의 문제. 내가 탈락하면 이들 이 집도 끝장이야.
그런 걱정은 오늘 밤에는 잘 넘기고 해.
무슨 소리야?
안에서 싸움이 날 거야. 일부러 음식을 적게 주고 싸움을 유도하는 거지. 다음 게임을 하기 전에 약한 것들은 미리 숙화 내는 거야.
Yeah,
다 게임의
okay.
일부라고.
아저씨 뭐 할 줄 아는데?
나 밖에서 의사예요.
뭐 여기서 감기 걸리면 주사라도 놔주시게?
So they out here selling body parts.
불 꺼지면 구석에 가만히 있어. 숨도 쉬지 말고. 숨소리 나면 내가 너 잡으러 간다. 내가 알아요. 다음 게임이 뭔지.
Yeah.
초등 2분 전. 2, 1.
Yep. I knew that bottle was going to come into play. Gonna take her out for snitching. Hey, that ain't funny. He about to. Yo. God damn. Look at what they're doing. They're causing chaos. Like, they really try to get the weak ones out of there. Messing with their sleep. Having these lights flashing. Yo, they dead ass went for the women first, yo. Yo, he yapping these motherfuckers. God damn. How we were in episode 3 where everybody was like kind of laughing, joking, and to this, looks like a reminder. Don't forget where you are. Damn. That old man, he probably knew what was up already. He's like, oh, this is crazy. Yo. Straight up mob mentality. They're messing with their senses, giving them lack of sleep, giving them lack of food. It allows you to go back to an animal state. Like all that friends and all that cordial and when we're all just trying to win money, that went right out the window. They right back to being animals. Kill that motherfucker, please. Take care of this bitch, big-headed motherfucker. Let's go. Oh shit, clapped at the back of that shit. Wow, yo, this scene is crazy, yo.
아이 쌍문동 왜 끼어들어? 쪽 좀 줄이면 너도 좋잖아.
Man, fuck
얘도
you,
우리
nigga.
반이거든.
너무 무서워.
Dang.
게임 종료.
This show plays with all of your expectations. Not just what you're going in thinking of the show before it starts, but then they lay a framework and you're thinking, okay, now I understand. This is how it will go. And now we're in the middle of another game, right? What they just did here is made them go full animal.
456번. 이 중에 황인으로 하고 있습니까?
우린 서로 이름을 모릅니다.
나 사장님 이름 알아요. 쌍문동.
쌍문동은 사는 동네고 이름은 성기훈. 쌍문동의 성기훈.
알리 압둘.
어느 나라에서 왔어?
파키스탄.
Okay, Pakistan.
파키스탄?
Okay.
꼭 말해야 돼?
Right?
우리가 같은 편이면 최소한 이름은 알아야 믿음이라는 게 생기지 않을까?
She don't do trust.
강세벽.
새벽? 이름 좋네.
늙은 사장님 이름이 뭡니까?
Lamont.
이름?
Corey.
내
Peter.
이름은 그러니까
Dang. You can't remember his name?
그 전에 깨끗이 정리할 수 있었는데.
남한 인간들 싹 다 조져버리면 그냥 우리가 저거 가지는 거 아닙니까?
What?
다음 게임도 잘하고
Are y'all stupid? You think he gonna allow y'all to split the money? This should tell you the type of people like y'all. They just killed all them people. Now they in there fucking. They in there smashing. Blood still on them. And they didn't even just, move the pants and the shirt out the way. They got butt ass. That's how you know these some savage motherfuckers.
진짜 나랑 끝까지 같이 가는 거지.
I don't know about all that.
나 속이면 안 돼.
Don't deceive you, girl. Stop.
나만 믿어. 너랑 나랑 둘이서 여기서 나가는 거야.
He got pussy and he ain't giving her none of that money. She thinks she fooling him.
덕수 씨, 나 배신하면 죽일 거야.
Is that cold?
모르스부
It is. It is.
29번 10명씩 한 팀으로 하는 거면 꼬리 잡기나 우리 집에 왜 왔니 뭐 이런 거 시키려나?
우린 이미 노인이랑 여자가 있으니까 나머지는 남자들로 뽑아야 돼. 5명만 뽑으면 되니까 각자 흩어져서 한 명씩 데리고 오는 거야. 이 손 감춰. 약해 보이니까. 선생님, 혹시 팀을 정하셨나요?
아니 근데 저는 꼭 제 아내랑 같이 해야
Oh,
되는데
they both came?
저희 팀에 이미 여자가 많아서요.
God damn. That little girl young as hell. Her mama probably put the bills on her
사람
name.
넘치잖아. 안 보여?
Got her, like I said.
우리 지금 딱 10명인 거.
내가 미안해. 내가 더 잘할게. 나 다 잘해 알잖아 오빠도.
Got it.
그러니까 이번만 잠시 헤어졌다가
Yeah, just for
다음번에
this
다시
game.
만나면 되잖아.
That's if you survive.
오빠 없이 안 되는데.
아, 씨발 더럽게 질척거리네 진짜. 이씨.
This
어따 대고
motherfucker
자꾸 오빠 오빠.
is a super villain.
한 번만 더 오빠라고 짓거리면
Villainous son of a bitch.
썩어린다.
정덕수 씨발놈아
There we go. He done made an enemy.
죽인다고 했다.
뭐냐?
나랑 하자.
These motherfuckers like Gone and Killer. Remember how Gone and Killer met? These motherfuckers just walking by like, how old are you? I'm 12. Me too. Hey, let's be friends.
넌 누가 불러서 왔어?
여기? 나 잘못 온 거야? 그럼 일어나고.
See, like you can tell how she is.
그냥 여기 앉아 있어요.
Shorty came in there with the nose ring. She don't give a fuck. She didn't even take it out. Like,
팀 다 정해지고 나면 오갈 데 없이 밀려난 인간이 오겠지.
밀려나긴 누가 밀려나?
there we go. I knew it.
오빠들,
Another
내가
chick.
특별히 같이 해줄게. 이 삐쩍 꾸른 애들보다 내가 훨씬 더 쓸만할걸? 그리고 내가
She
못하는
keep calling them
다
scrawny and skinny. And
잘한다.
look at herself.
이번 게임은 줄다리기입니다. 저 위로 보이는
Splat.
타워에서 줄을 당겨 상대방을 아래로 떨어뜨리면 승리하게 됩니다.
No, visually, this is. If you watch anime, visually, this looks like an anime. If they want to know how to do live action, it would look like this. Look at that. That looks like something we would have seen drawn. I like it. I like it. Wow. This is great. Oh. That's the one whose body parts they're gonna take, huh? That's a way to make some money on the side if you one of these faceless motherfuckers.
남탕이네.
How do our guys get out of this?
너무 기죽지들 마라. 힘으로만 하는 게 아니야.
Leverage.
힘으로 하는 거 아니면 뭐 줄다리기를 말로 합니까?
잘 들어봐. 지금부터 내가 그때 어떻게 이겼는지 그걸 말해줄게. 상대편의 얼굴을 가장 가까이서 마주보는 사람이고 나머지 팀원들이 모두 그의 뒷모습을 보는 사람이니까. 그리고 제일 뒤에는 마치 배의 탑처럼 듬직한 사람이 맡아줘야 돼. 한 명씩 오른쪽 왼쪽으로 나눠서 서는 거야. 아랫배를 하늘로 쭉 밀어 올리고 머리는 뒷사람의 사타구니를 볼 수 있을 정도로 힘껏 젖혀. 그렇게 10초만 버티면은 이상하다, 왜 안 끌려오지 하고
And you break their spirit.
당황하라.
Got him. Yank. Hey, this is great. Let's go. Let's go. Right. They still got strength on their side, right? So it's not gonna be just absolute.
어떻게 좀 해봐, 씨발!
다들 정신 차려. 내 말 들어. 내가 신고하면 딱 세 발만 앞으로 가는 거야.
앞으로 가라고! 미쳤어!
Yeah, I knew that at some point they were going to do this. It releases the tension and then you yank. Bye.
하나, 둘, 셋.
And then you. Ah! First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to all the subscribers. And I have a Patreon with full-length early reactions to things like this. If you'd like to, check it out. Look, once again, we got a dope episode. Now, I want to go back to this real quick. As I said before, part of the reason this is blown up so much is because visually, it reminds an entire generation of the type of stuff that we love. This looks like live action anime. Like all the other stuff we've seen, it doesn't get it. They're trying to Hollywood up something that isn't that. Okay? So visually I'm looking at this once we get to the games and I'm like, oh, this is like an exam arc. Like it finally hits me. It's like it clicks in your head. Then there's also the character types, right? We got like different tropes and stuff like that. Also, the biggest thing is we're willing to pay attention and read subtitles. A large portion of us millennials and then the younger motherfuckers, right? So this plays in a certain type of way. Now, what I've heard is, y'all said in the comments, the voiceover makes the show completely different. But I've also heard the subtitles, they didn't do a good job with this. Now, stuff is coming across to me, but I wonder what it is that is like missing out and makes the show completely different. I didn't read the article because I don't want them to mess it up for me. But look, what the game runners have done is broke down humanity in such a way that they can game it. They can make these people do whatever they want because they already know what's going to happen. Right? And it's one of those things where even when we're watching, we may not know, but as soon as it happens, you're like, oh yeah, that would happen. That would take place. So right now I'm speaking about what took place with the food, okay? We give them one egg and some water. What are people going to do? They're going to lie, cheat, and steal because they're hungry. Even if some of them were honest on the outside, somebody's going to do that. So what ends up happening is it leads to the events of a guy ended up dead. They all look up and realize, oh, wait, so if I kill somebody, that's just part of the game. Okay. Then we get to it's nighttime. And everybody has now realized if I kill somebody, I could get them out the game. Or if I get killed, I'm out the game. And there's no consequences for that. No bad consequences. So what takes place now is people coming in there, shanking people up. And you hear a chick screaming. He's yapping up, stabbing the shit out of her with a broken bottle. And it's nighttime. Okay, but it's dark. So what they do is they start flashing the lights. Racks start falling down and they're causing mayhem and they're playing with the senses. People are hungry, they're fatigued, they're traumatized, and they've been in a violent situation that will cause them to react hyper-violent, especially when faced with your own mortality. And so we have everyone just going back to an animal state, straight up mob mentality. And can we blame them? It was one of those things, like I said, when we saw, we were like, oh yeah, that would happen. Because I got to protect myself. I can't see what's going on, but I can see, right? With the lights are flashing, so it's playing with you mentally. But then we have the elderly man at the top. First off, how'd he get up there? But second, when he says what he says, it's some honest humanity. He's losing part of his mind at his advanced age. He's going a little senile. But with that, it allows him to just be flat out honest in a way that others might not be. So he's just up there like, I'm scared. Please stop this. I'm scared. Please stop. It almost, in a way, takes you back to being a child at certain points. So he's like, I'm scared. Please stop this. Straight up fearful. That was crazy. So trying to figure out what the game is. And the one guy knows what the game is. He has people on the inside helping him. It looks like they're selling organs on the black market. That's what it seems. And they get the freshest ones. They get people who aren't completely dead yet, right? So they can take the freshest that they can get, right? And we saw how they do it. They bark it off and all that. And 28 showed up and was like, they asked, where's 29? And then it made sense. Oh, they work together. He kept looking at him. I'm trying to figure out why is he looking at him. Now to see that the guy who's a doctor who was getting tips is working alongside with a bunch of these guys, of course there's a black market. Once again, I said, it's symbolism in this. There's a black market. These guys are able to move around because they're not being watched like everybody playing the game. And they were able to get somebody in there, right? Now, that guy, he's gaming the system because he's a doctor and he's helping. Now, that gangster dude, interesting character. Him and the loudmouth chick, interesting. I knew when she was sitting on him and they was fucking inside the bathroom. I'm like, oh yeah, he got her. Like we knew that. Like as I said, he's not a common street thug. This guy's a gangster. He's not somebody who's doing this on a whim and all that. He knows how to survive. He can read people. There's certain elements that go with stuff. It's not just about where you ended up or how you got there or if you were willing to kill people. There's a bunch of people willing to kill people. But when you work within a criminal organization, it requires something different. And you see that coming out in him. He's a different type of a guy. By the time we get to the point where she's like, I told you I'll kill you, he was like, word, get the fuck out of here. He shoved her to the ground. Like, you know what I mean? We knew we could see that coming. Now, the way this character is going, the loudmouth chick, the way that character is going, I appreciate it. When we first meet her, how do we meet her? She's on her hands and knees begging, which is more than likely was some bullshit, everything she was saying. But next time we see her, she's funny. She's like, ha ha ha. Now we see her, and you see her straight up savage, stabbing motherfuckers and killing, and then we go to her trying to be a part of the team on some gangster shit, but that's not really her. She's more of a conniver more than a gangster, right? So it requires something different. Now, I still feel like at some point she's going to end up killing that dude. She's going to be the reason he dies, and that's going to be funny to see because in his mind, he's like, this wench did it. Out of all the people who could have killed me, this is who killed me, right? The cop, he's looking for his brother, and he asked the main character, he like, hey, have you seen blah, blah? He's like, nah. So that guy, he knows who to ask. He know who he can kind of trust. Okay. When we get to that game, once again, I said, this looked like anime. Then they explain it. It's going to be tug of war. Now, these people had spent all this time trying to come up with teams, and my man had already known, hey, we can't. Girls? Oh. So instead of getting no girls, they end up with 2 more women. Okay? First off, let's see. You see the gangster, and he has his team, and they go and they watch other people, and you see what happens. Oh, no, you're just falling down. Guillotine comes, chops it. Boom. Okay, and you die. Straight up. So that's playing in their mind. And so they're looking like, oh, we're going up against a team of all males. But then, as they're going up, the old man starts giving them game about tug of war. He's like, it's not about strength, right? Like I said, leverage. But the thing is, I'm like, how they going to get it? When he tells them, hey, just lean back all the way till you can almost... And I'm like, what? You're just looking up. You're leaning back so far. And he said, 10 seconds. That's all we need. And the other team was worn down. It was kind of breaking their spirit, but they still have strength. So eventually they're pulling and our guys are coming. Now, I'm sitting there like, what are they going to do now? Because I couldn't imagine how they're going to get out of this. He said 3 steps forward. Now, as I said, those guys are pulling as hard as they can. So if you hurry up and take 3 steps forward, then yank, those guys are going to fall back and you catch them off guard. And then y'all can just straight up pull them off. Right? Like, it's one of those things where this is high stakes games. Once again, it's a straight up child's play, but with these supremely high stakes. I really enjoy this. And the way they ended it where you don't know what's going to happen is cool. This show, as of right now, is like great. You know what I mean? Like, I fuck with it heavy. Next episode.